Hello, this is Rockstoom, and this is going to be my Terraria submission. Specifically, this run will be for all pre-Hardmode bosses. That's what I've been running for pretty much the last 2 months. I've worked my way into the top of pretty much every iteration of that run. I'm in like the top 4, top 2, or world record holder for each. Most notably, probably the 2-player run, where we place second now. Here I'm going to generate a world in my character, and we're going to do, this run I'm going to focus on doing a random seed. I run a lot of random. You can run seeded as well, but I think random's a little bit more interesting because you're kind of playing with what you deal with. I think the run will be a lot like the Minecraft run at GDQ recently in the summer. The estimated time will probably be like an hour and 15 minutes roughly, but I think it can be done much faster. A lot of my runs that are pretty decent have been averaging more in the 30s or right around 40s. So I think it'll be done faster than that, but I think the run, if it goes really poorly, could go an hour or an hour and 15 roughly. Here's a seed 178-180-6435. I'm going to try and do commentary along the way on what's going on basically, but let's get started. So, we're going to start off with just grabbing some wood basically. This is going to help us make platforms, a workbench, and torches. And we're going to pretty much pick a side. I can see there's iron below me, which is good to know. Just some ore, but it'll do. If I need it at some point. So normally I cut down about, two or three large trees, 3 or 4 medium-sized trees. These are pretty small trees. Not the best trees in the spawn, but that's okay. We can work with that. I'd like to do a random seed like this because this is what I'm used to. But a lot of times the seed isn't amazing. So when going for like a PB, I'd probably reset a lot. I think overall, I can do a random seed decently consistently as well by this point. So I'd prefer showing this as this is what I'm used to. So here you can see on the left here, this is a tunnel, which is where we want to be. A tunnel allows us to find stuff, so we're gonna go looking. It's pretty much where our run will start. So we'll see what we find in here and see where this tunnel goes. Typically we're gonna be looking for a bunch of things. We're gonna be looking for a chest in iron, which I just found. There's iron. We're gonna be looking for rubies. We're gonna be looking for heart crystal. We're going to be looking for gold or platinum. We're going to be looking for bombs so we can summon the bee. And that's most of the major stuff we'll be looking for. Anything beyond that is not really necessary. That's like the key things. Here's some emeralds. I'll grab these for now. These will do for a grapple, which will help me with my movement for the early game, depending on if I find rubies or not. And here I'm just trying to search around and see if I find anything. Alright, so we got a heart crystal. That's good. So far, so good. This is a pretty decent start. Nothing too crazy, but on par, I'd say, with, a normal run. I got some good health pots. Ooh, dynamite, that's very good. And some jester arrows, which is solid. Alright, so our run is continuing to be pretty decent. So we need our ruby mostly. We have an explosive. We also need our gold or our platinum. I think this is the end of this tunnel pretty much. Which means we will probably be moving away from this tunnel now. Which is probably going to just be my first death at this point. Yeah. So, I'm just going to TP out actually. And we'll head this way. Alright, let me see here. What do I have? I could work with this. It's not super optimal, quite frankly. So, I think I'm going to go look for a gold or platinum first. And that'll avoid a lot of deaths, hopefully, to the bee. We'll see what we find out here in the desert. I like to make a cactus sword personally. I've been basically known for this actually. Cactus sword is one of the the better early game weapons. And so if you want to take a moment, grab some cactus along the way, you can make a nice cactus sword for you in the early game. I think in solo runs I prefer not to go jungle just because I don't feel like I find everything I need in the jungle, which is kind of a major problem. I find more of what I need, I feel like, in ice tunnels. And so if I'm finding what I need elsewhere, that's where I'd prefer to go. And then I can just go out to the jungle and hope to find a quick hive, pretty much, is the go-to for me. But that's alright. We can work with this still. Again, this is... I want to just see how fast and how consistent a run would be in a pretty much random environment. One major thing I can do for safety strats, I could easily build a house and get a demolitionist to allow for guaranteed bombs. And I think that would guarantee the run can be done pretty much. It will probably cost me going to day 2, which would mean it's not going to be the fastest of runs. Typically, you want to finish on day 2. Or, well, it's gonna cost me probably to go to night 2. Typically, you want to finish on day 2, not make it to. You don't want to end up being in night 2. You want to finish all the night bosses night 1, and then finish the rest of the game on day 2, typically. So that'll probably stop me from having that be possible, but it's not a huge deal. It's mostly just to get the run completed. So here there's a lot of enemy spawns, unfortunately. Which is pretty bad for me, but I think I can manage. Just get rid of that. Nice and simple. I can heal. Actually, I'm pretty sure that used a small health potion, which the game was automatically recognizing how much health I had. I've never noticed that, to be honest. So I only had 47 missing health, so it only used a small potion to heal for 50. Oh, here we go, surface gold. This is perfect. This is pretty much what I was looking for, I guess. I don't have a ruby yet, and that's probably going to be the major thing, just luck on finding a ruby, but I think we're good to dupe now, so I think I might do that. This should be the jungle entrance, so that's good. I'm going to save and exit. And I'm going to set up a hard dupe, which is basically to dupe anything that I don't have 2 of, for the most part. And we'll do that, and then we'll get into everything else. So I need to hard dupe these. I'll hard dupe my slimes just because, and my gems, that's fine, as well as my health pots, builder potions. This stone I need to hard dupe. I'll dupe these just because. And that. And that'll do. Oh, also my wood. Just in case. Alright, so now I'm going to be restarting the game. So right now I'm restarting the game. Basically what I just did is when you save when you save and exit, you save your inventory. Then I joined and I put stuff in a chest and I Alt F forward. Basically what that means is when I Alt F forward, it didn't save my inventory, but it did save what's in the chest. So now I have duplicates of everything that I put in here. That's what we did. So now we're going to go ahead and make a nice little platform to work with. This will be for B as well as my duping. And keep me away from enemies pretty much. Make a nice little bit of space. Alright, and we can do our furnace. This is going to be so we can craft ores. We have our iron already made, which is really good. So, because I duped the iron, I hard duped the iron, so we don't need any more iron. We don't need a door dupe, so that's really good. Make our item frame dupes now. So we won't be doing door dupe in this run, but that's okay. We don't need to. So this is item frame duping that I'm working on. This is probably the most intense focus part of the run because you actually have to watch what you're doing, so. That's what I'm working on right now. and I set it up proper. So there we go. Now I can dupe items by putting them in the item frame at the top, like this. Boom, boom, done. We'll dupe some good health pots, which means I can get rid of the old ones. We will dupe up some life crystals. And it's going to be night 1, so we're coming into the nighttime, which is fine. Again, this may end up going to night 2, which is not a big deal for me. I'm going to dupe wood. This is a change I've been trying to make, actually. A lot of times when I go down to hell at the end of the game, I run into a problem where I don't have a platform I don't have anything to make platform out of, basically. And this is going to counteract that, basically. I have guaranteed wood to make a platform out of, so. Alright, so now we're going to make our armor set. We're going to do gold. Gold is not really my preferred set. So one thing I'll say is we may end up dying to Queen Bee. We do have good health pots, so that's good. I'm going to set up a campfire for regeneration, as well as a heart lantern for regeneration. And that should hopefully help a little bit. Hopefully we won't die then. Okay, and our last dupe will pretty much be our dynamite here. So I'm going to dupe a bunch of dynamite at the bottom, and we'll get headed to the jungle. So we made our health, put it on our armor, throw our wood back up here. Nice. Alright, so this is a pretty decent start. Not amazing. Again, we still need a ruby, which is going to be a problem a little bit. Hopefully we can find one along the way going down to hell. I also didn't make any sort of... Oh, I have jesters. I'm going to go back, so this is a little bit of a mistake on my end. I had jesters, but I didn't dupe them. And that's poor play by me. Alright. This will be my arrows then. And also, it's a pretty decent light source, I believe. So it's really good for searching for Queen Bee. It'll splash, I'll show you the ground. It'll splash a little sparkle and it shows basically what's in the ground or in the walls around you, which is very nice for finding Queen Bee. You don't always have these because you normally have to make them from a star if you don't find them. And stars only drop at night, so you might already be out in the jungle. It's just starting to be night, and the stars normally don't land immediately either. It normally takes a little bit for them to even fall down, so. Typically, you might not have jester arrows, you might have frostburn or just normal fire arrows. So this will be nice and helpful, hopefully. There's a beehive in a wall randomly, and it's not too far. We should be able to spot it with just the splash sparkle there. I may also look at submitting a seeded run. I'll have to try. I haven't really done any seeded runs. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I feel like, myself. So I started with pre-hardmode bosses, normal pre-hardmode bosses, and I've kind of stuck to it. One major thing I do want to point out, and I'll put this in the description of the run, hopefully, because this is kind of late to address it, but one major thing with Terraria is they're getting the last final patch, 1.4, coming out. And they plan to get rid of... Oh, I'm going to need one of these lenses, so let me grab this. They plan to get rid of duping, which is... Well, everything but hard duping, so where I reset the game, which is the worst... It's the worst one, but it helps in certain situations when you're trying to dupe certain things. They plan to get rid of duping, basically, which is going to be a pretty major change. So this is going to be the last time... Probably for there to be a glitchless version shown, unless we're down patching, which can totally be done. But I think most of the time the focus will be on current patch. So basically, for Terraria, they're going to probably be changing to a no major abuses style run. No major abuses is basically a glitchless. So they've added that category, I think, mostly in response to knowing that duping is going to be removed, and it's basically practice for what the new run will be like. I feel like, which is pretty big. I actually had a really good eyeball night So a lot of times the eyeball spawn rate isn't amazing. You can find an eyeball to summon the boss anyways, but yeah, a lot of times the spawn rate for eyeballs is pretty bad. Okay, so we found a hive really easy. This is really good. Over here. Really nice and simple beehive. Put some light down, and we're just going to dig our way in here. This isn't a terrible run overall. It's not perfect, but it wasn't bad. I still need a ruby, which would probably ruin this run PBing for me. That would probably be the killer for a PB on this run for me. So basically we go up here and we can do a nice little, I don't know if I would say glitch, but kind of like a glitch where we drop a sticky dynamite right next to it and then TB back home. And the queen bee should spawn to us. Again, this is going to be patched as well. So this will be the last iteration for this to be shown off. We'll dupe our lenses up, and now we just need to kill queen bee, basically. I think this should be fine, just because I have I have a good healing potion, and I have all my health regen items set up, so I think I should be able to manage getting through this boss. Also, Jester arrows are really nice. I should be able to kill the boss pretty fast here, and I can AoE the bees that she spawns, so should be a pretty straightforward fight. This is probably the second most intense focus part of the run. Everything after this will just be bee nades, killing everything pretty much. Also, my splits are set to my 2-player run, which is not correct, but that's alright. So the time will be a little bit off on what I would expect for my solo run. Almost got a multi-hit there. So when the bee's going away from you, you can multi-hit it with like 3 hits in a row with the Jester arrow, but I didn't quite get it, so. Alright, so my health pot came in clutch here, and I think I'll be able to probably finish appropriately here without dying, which is really nice. Gold armor isn't amazing. It's not terrible. It's better than anything like iron or silver, which I pretty much never use, but platinum would definitely be preferred. Platinum would definitely be the preferred armor. I'm gonna barely die, I think, actually. Well, yeah, just barely. 90 health left. Okay. Very unfortunate. So yeah, you take a lot of damage with gold. That's fine though, because since I brought it to the base, she won't despawn. Bradley here, he should keep her from despawning, basically, I think, is how it works. That's what it seems like. And we should finish her up here. Right there. So, there's our time for Queen Bee. And get rid of that. And now we basically are going to do bee nades and kill most of the other bosses with bee nades. So, that's our goal now. Alrighty. I have to head this way and make an eye. And you can use your grapple for some better movement like this. I might have enough time to finish the night bosses. I'm not 100% sure here. It's going to be pretty close. Okay. So this was a bad corruption tunnel. I should have went for the second one probably. Pretty common. It's not all the time, but It's decently common that you get the first one's not that anything special for you. And also, this is pretty poor setup for me. Okay, my grapple is not long enough here, so this is really bad. I keep wedging myself in there, actually, too. That's probably gonna be... I'm probably gonna have to wait till night 2 now. That's alright. Alright, so here we go. We can see spot 2 worked out swell here for us. We'll make an island. I think I'm gonna save it though. So I'm gonna just go back to home. I don't think I can do the night bosses right now. But what I'll do is I'll probably focus on just digging a hole. So I'll actually go do Eater and then dig the hole there. That'll be pretty decent. We'll start looking for a ruby then as well, and that'll be our pretty much our finisher for the run. Is once we find the ruby. So again, I definitely could add better luck. First and foremost, finishing the bosses on night 1 would have been real nice, but I just don't trust spawning the... I mean, I could do eye, but... I guess I'll see if I can spawn. I can't. I missed the night. It's not nighttime anymore. That's perfectly fine, though. So now we just need to break these circles, the orbs. That's what I'm working on right now. And then my plan is I'll probably just dig down from here, and that's fine because I'm gonna hope to find a ruby going down. I'll need to make a slime spawn, which is gonna be, I have to be here anyways, so I'll come back to this area basically, and I need to do Skeletron, which is on this side as well. So everything is kind of central to this point. So this is perfect at the moment. I'll try to dynamite down at the same time as doing the boss here. This is gonna save some time, hopefully. Looks like this is a nice straight down too. I might want to start looking for some rubies here. Just light everything up basically. There's a bat underwater for some reason. One bad thing about dynamite, so dynamite is generally quicker than using bombs. But the thing about dynamite is it does destroy things. It does destroy blocks on the way down, typically. Oh, ooh, that was close. So it destroys things on the way down, whereas normally it would just break the blocks. It actually gets rid of them. So there's cases where I might find a ruby, but the ruby will just get destroyed. So hopefully we won't run into that. I probably wouldn't even know if it happened. I'm just gonna go along these trams, these little tracks. These minecarts are really good for finding finding stuff. So you can see I found a bunch over here. It looks like I found a ruby, so that's great. That's pretty much our last thing. So we should be able to finish on night 2, which should be only like 30-40 minute run, unless we get trolled by the voodoo doll at the end, which then maybe would push it a little bit further. And I need to get rid of something. There we go. Pick up our ruby. Alright, so now our goal is just to basically go back to our tunnel. We want to keep it kind of vertical because I'm going to have to go down it twice. So I don't want to go too far away from where we were. I want to be nice, kind of straight down, so. Get rid of some of these. We can go down this one, though. There we go. This should be a nice spot. Oh, rip. I did not realize my dynamite was that close to me. Okay, that's my bad. It's just a misplay for me. Slight misstep, not a big deal. I messed up my timer as well here. I didn't time for, it's fine. I didn't time for Eater of Worlds, which was my second boss. It's a little out of order. That's probably the main thing that threw me off a little bit. Alright, so we found our ruby, so actually what I should do is I should craft our crown and make sure we have slime as well. So here's the crown we need for the slime, and I believe I have, yep, I have slime, so we're good there. I'll just get rid of a bunch of stuff that I don't need. I pretty much don't need anything from this point on. I'll keep this gold just in case, but yeah, I can just clear a bunch of this stuff out. I got rid of like a bunch of ebonstone. That's really good because the other night I threw a run actually to, I don't know if I threw it, but I made a run significantly harder by making a spawn with, making a walkway in hell for Wall of Flesh with ebonstone. And what that did basically is it polluted the, oops, alright, yeah, let me not be on recalls. It polluted the spawn pool, so it was spawning the corruption minions instead of what the hell spawns, so that carried the voodoo doll basically. So it's probably limiting my chances to find a voodoo doll, which you need to spawn the Wall of Flesh, which should be your final boss most of the time, unless you're missing a part and you're still ahead of time. For this, I would just finish with Wall of Flesh last, because there would be really no reason for me to do it any other way. Most likely. I don't need to risk for a PB or anything. We would just do it nice and controlled. So you do everything else, and then do Wall of Flesh so we don't activate hard mode, which would be a major problem. Activating hard mode means you can easily kind of get killed by, you're just under geared when you enter hard mode for the most part, and everything hurts, so it becomes a little bit of a problem. Alright, let's give this another go. So I'm bombing through lava, which is creating obsidian here. It's kind of suboptimal. It's not the way I would like to do this, but it'll do. It'll manage. Again, typically, oh, The more vertical I can make this, the little bit smoother it'll be. Because you can go straight down it without a whole lot of problems, basically. Something I want to do here is I need to grab some more dynamite because I'm out. That's what I was looking to do. I'm trying to keep my inventory kind of empty here so I can see where everything is, basically. Menuing, as always, is pretty important. Alright, looks like we're at the bottom, so now we can make our platform. So I'm going to switch to my wood, and we can start making that, basically. And I duped builder potions for this exact reason, because it's going to speed up my platform placement here. So we're going to see if we can grab a voodoo doll right now. If not, we'll have to come back and I can grab the water candle from the dungeon when I kill Skeletron. It's 30 minutes. It shouldn't be night yet. 36-ish will be night 2. And that's when we're going to head up. So until then, we're going to be down here. This, and as well as when I was digging that hole, are going to be 2 major areas. If there's any donations to read or something, it will be a good time to read those. If there's any donations to recognize, they could be done during that time frame very easily. A nice solid 3 or 4 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, I guess, digging down, as well as a nice solid maybe 5 minutes here building this platform and looking for a voodoo doll, depending on how fast it goes. If it goes faster, that's great, because it'll be easier for me. The run will be better. This is pretty much, this should be enough platforming already. This should be enough platforming to kill Wall of Flesh. Oh, I actually just threw dynamite on my platform, so I'm gonna have to rebuild it. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I am going to get rid of my dynamite there. I don't need it. So I think I'll just look for the voodoo doll for now. I also should have made the Slime King summons when I went through the corruption, but I didn't, so we will grab that after doing the night bosses probably here. Yeah, so the amount of platforming you need typically for the Wall of Flesh is about 200. For like if you want to push it and go for like the fastest possible for you compared to building time. That would be your goal pretty much. I've probably placed, it looks like 400 already, so I'm well prepared to kill Wall of Flesh at this point. But we still need to find a voodoo doll, so I'm just going to keep expanding, hopefully to find one. And the enemy spawns are being a little annoying at the moment, but that's okay. Alright, we're at 33 minutes. It's going to be coming to night 2 soon. Soonish. There should be enough space. I'm gonna just see if I can't find that voodoo doll in the meantime. So we'll just run along this platform a bunch. Getting a lot of these imps spawning, which is kind of unfortunate, to be honest. It doesn't really do me any good. I need the voodoo demons. I need a voodoo demon to spawn, so... Just gonna move across, back and forth, looking for a voodoo demon. We can maybe go left now. These bats actually hit really hard too. I think it's the gold armor again. The gold armor is not amazing. It's what you would want because that's what the world spawned with, but it's not as good as platinum. It's slightly less optimal than platinum. Now one thing, building back this way can save me time because I can go to this side much easier than I could the other side. I built the platform so far right that I can summon it easier to the left here. Actually, I need to summon it this way anyways. Just the way I came down here. I'm on the left side, so I would need to. There's a voodoo demon, finally. Or a demon, but not a voodoo one. And there's a second one as well. So no voodoo demon, unfortunately, it looks like so far. I'll just kill him to kind of get him out of the way for now. So I don't want to build this out too far, probably. Alright, we're going into night 2. It might be a good time to go up. So yeah, you can see it's nighttime now. I have a pretty good familiar feeling with the time frames due to trying to get it in one day now. Or one night. The timing for night 2 is 36 minutes, which is just past my PB. So I know if I don't kill everything night 1, that the run is over. For me. In a PB setting. Which is totally fine. I mean, it's not easy to get a PB, so. Alrighty, so we're gonna kill I, which is our first night boss, I suppose at this point. We're gonna head out to the... And this is gonna be a bunch of quick kills on the bosses, pretty much, provided we get the voodoo doll again. Which, I think this voodoo doll luck is pretty rough. So we didn't get too lucky on that. So we got our Cthulhu done. Boom. And again, my timer is actually much further off than it should be for a solo run. Just because this is my duo timer. Right now, this would be about 6 minutes past my PB, but again, we've been pretty lenient with what we're trying to do, and my estimated time was more like an hour and 15, like that I should have this run done guaranteed. So I still have like a whole another day of leeway at the moment, but we'll finish pretty much everything tonight, and the last thing will just be how fast our wall of flesh we get the voodoo doll. It shouldn't be more than 20 minutes, so again, that should fit into that time frame pretty much. So. Nice and simple. So I'd prefer to run a random seed. I'll probably try and record for a seeded one just in case, if that would be more preferred. I'll see if I can't get a seeded run done as well. One fall damage. What a joke. All right. Let's see. We should be at the dungeon right now, pretty much. Oh, we got a desert before it. Oh, there we go. Nice and close. All right, and what I'll do here, I'm gonna come in here. So we'll kill Skeletron. This is our other night boss. Alright, cool, nice and easy. And we grab this water candle. That's going to help us with spawn rate. Let me see how close we are to the corruption. I think we're closer, yeah, if I recall. So we're going to recall. And we'll head back down to hell right after we grab our slime spawn, and we'll kill slime probably just on the way down, honestly. It's probably pretty risky to kill it on the way down. You might kill me. I'm gonna do it anyways, why not? I'm not in a rush actually. I'll kill him when I get down to hell. That's the safe way. That's the safe route to go, so that's what I would use anyways. Okay, down we go. Oops. Can't go down yet. I didn't get the summons. There we go. So I'm in no rush to really kill it. I'm not going to get a voodoo doll probably immediately. So the better route for this is for me to just wait till I get down to my platform and kill him on that, and then kill Wall of Flesh as soon as I get the voodoo doll, basically afterwards. And I'm running into a bunch of dart traps, which is super unlucky at the moment. Trying not to die here as I go down. Just take that, nice and simple. We're doing swell so far. Being a little careful with my movement. I don't want to die for no reason here. It's really easy to fall and die on your way down. Grab this bracelet while I'm headed down as well. Okay, and we're down here. I'm gonna wait to heal. Alright, cool. We should be good now. I think I might be able to do him without even getting hit here, pretty much, for the most part. Just by grappling to the ceiling. I don't know how he glitched through the platform, but that's interesting. And this will heal me, actually, when I'm done with him. So that's pretty nice. We'll be back to full health, which makes us even more safe at the moment. And now our final goal will just be to find that voodoo doll. They're nice and simple again. What we can do, actually, since I picked up the candle, is we can increase the spawn rate of enemies. And we'll do just that. Slap a candle up on that shelf here. And now we have increased spawn rates for everything. Put my skull mask on for extra effects. And we'll just pretty much empty our inventory out. I'll actually do the dynamite strat here. You can drop dynamite to actually speed kill Wall of Flesh. So this is a mid-40s run too. This is pretty good actually, not too bad. So you can drop dynamite to speed kill Wall of Flesh, essentially, which is super nice. And there's my voodoo doll. Nice, very nice. I think this will actually. All right, it's not gonna quite drop it in the lava for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build out a little bit because I think the lava's right around here, and then we just toss it in, and there we go. Here we are. I think that dynamite's gonna be a little too early. That one was spot on. That's really good. I'm gonna have to start delaying it a little bit though. Maybe around here. Much better. Probably start throwing it backwards a little bit. I think that one will finish probably. There we go, and that would be time. nice and simple run. Would definitely love to show it off because, like I said, this is probably going to be the last time. I think the patch will be coming this year, so this will be the last time maybe to show off a practiced, no major glitched run. Since no major abuses or a no dupe run will probably become standard soon, and that'll make the runs longer as well. So this will be the shorter iteration of the run as well. So that'll be pretty convenient to show off for everybody. 43. This was a completely random seed. I had no clue what was coming, and I like I said, I probably would go as a decent window of completion would just be like an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, roughly the same, like I said, as the Minecraft run. It's very similar. They're very similar games, sandbox style, creative style games with bosses. A little bit of bosses in Minecraft, less focus there, but it'd be roughly the same as that. Big thanks for watching the run. I appreciate any considerations on the run as well, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.